it was not a good day out for the Nottingham Forest boys. They got absolutely packed 5-0 by Bournemouth. Let's just say it was a bad day at the office. Awoniyi came on to play 11 minutes as usual, and Onuachu started his game, but it wasn't his best output. But hey, they're third. They do well in the Prem, so cut them some slack, and hopefully they'll do better in the next games that they play. Next up for them, they play Brighton at home on Saturday, so they'll be looking to bounce back in that match. Moving on to Fulham, Iwobi and Bassey both played 90 minutes as Fulham got their customary 1-0 loss to Manchester United. Even if Man United are struggling, for some reason they always beat Fulham. So better days for our boys in white. Next up for Fulham, they play Newcastle at St James's Park. That's going to be a tough game. Yes, Newcastle beat Southampton in their last game, but we know that the last time they played at St James's, they got packed in by Bournemouth. Was it even 4-1? With Kluivert's hat-trick. So I expect a very, very tasty game here, and Fulham will be looking to bounce back after that loss. Indeed, he's still injured, but good to see Leicester get a win at Tottenham Hotspur. I mean, it's the history of the Tottenham, what can I say? And finally, Aribo and Onuachu both started for Southampton as they lost 3-1 to Newcastle United. It must be said that Alexander Isak looks phenomenal. Like, when you look at the 2 goals he scored, they just look beautiful and brilliant. So what else did we see in the Premier League over the past week? We saw Everton snatch a fantastic win away at Brighton. Real smash and grab. Iliman Ndiaye with a penalty. Liverpool romped to a 4-1 win over Ipswich Town with usual suspects scoring. Gakpo scored 2, Szoboszlai scored 1, and Salah got 1 in that game. Arsenal, we managed to beat Wolverhampton 1-0 thanks to Ricardo Calafiori. God bless you, you beautiful man. Manchester City beat Chelsea 3-1. Sanchez, what the hell are you doing? But I'm not complaining that Chelsea's downfall, you know. It was very interesting to see. We also saw Tottenham lose at home to Leicester, as I mentioned already. Brentford managed to beat Crystal Palace 2-1 away, which was a very, very impressive result for them as well. And then we saw Aston Villa and West Ham draw 1-1. And then finally, we saw the Man United game where they beat Fulham 1-0 on Sunday night. What are the games to look forward to coming up? Nottingham Forest will play Brighton in the early kickoff on Saturday. Newcastle hosts Fulham in a 3 p.m. kickoff. Everton hosts Leicester City in a 3 p.m. kickoff. Ipswich Town hosts Southampton in a 3 p.m. kickoff as well. And Bournemouth will be hosting Liverpool in a 3 p.m. kickoff as well. So that should be a tasty game, and hopefully Bournemouth could help us, Arsenal fans, by getting some points off Liverpool. Wolverhampton will play Aston Villa in the Midlands Derby in the 5:30 p.m. kickoff on Saturday. And then on Sunday, we've got a few big games. Man United hosts Crystal Palace, 2 p.m. kickoff UK time. Brentford also hosts Tottenham, 2 p.m. kickoff time. And then the big one, Arsenal versus Man City, 4:30 p.m. UK time on Sunday. And then Chelsea will play West Ham at Stamford Bridge to wrap up the games for this week. How does the table look? Nothing's really changed since last week. The main thing to know is Man City and I in the top 4. So Liverpool still lead with 53 points, Arsenal 47 points, Nottingham Forest 44, and Man City are on 41 points, level with 5th place Newcastle who have 41 points. Then we have Chelsea and Bournemouth both on 40 points. So at the moment, you can see that the race for 3rd and 4th is going to be very, very tasty. Or maybe even second place with Arsenal, how we're performing, you know, nothing is set in stone. So that's it in terms of the Premier League.